Welcome to another Fast Tech video. Before we start, please go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. In this presentation, I'm going to be showing you guys how to fix sticky buttons on a PS5 controller. I'm going to be showing you guys how to take this thing apart, do any cleaning or even parts replacement if necessary. This video was brought to you by the Fast Tech Pro Auto Kit, which is an automatic screwdriver that disassembles all kinds of electronic devices. Check the links in the description box and the top comment. FastTechStore.com carries all PS5 parts, and you can use the coupon code YouTube for a discount. We also offer a lifetime warranty on all of our parts. Let's get started. On this DualSense controller, the triangle button's completely stuck. The square, circle, and X buttons can be pressed. When you press the triangle, it's completely stuck. And from the info I got, there was some soda spilled on the controller, and that's when the problem started happening. So I'm going to show you guys how to fix this issue if you have this problem, or if you have any other sticky buttons on your PS5 DualSense controller. We're going to grab the pry tool from our Fast Tech Pro Toolkit, and we're going to pry off this trim at the bottom here. Once you have this side off, the rest you can simply just lift up like this with hand. Get it out. Now we have to remove the R1 and L1 buttons, and we can stick our pry tool in here and simply just lift up the L1 button. Now for the R1. Now we're going to remove these two Phillips screws that are hiding behind those buttons we removed. Once we've gotten those screws removed, now there's two more screws here that we have to remove. One here and one here. Now we're gonna use our pry tool to release these clips here. And at the same time, we want to be separating the bottom side and the top side of the controller. That's the noise coming from the Leafs games, because I live close to the Rogers Center. Canadians are crazy about hockey. That is about 20,000 people losing their minds because some man scored a goal that they had nothing to do with. Now I'm going to push the back off. It should come off at this point in time, like that. And now we got the back separated. The battery fell out. That's okay. That's why you should probably remove it this way instead of the way I did. Now we're gonna get the battery out. There's a connector that we can grab and just lift up the connector, but do not pull from the off-white part, only pull from the white part, which is part of the battery. Now, let's remove this screw here. And now we have to remove this mic. We can simply just pull it out like that and then lift it up from the cable. That's the back mic. There's another cable here for the front mic that we're gonna remove also by lifting it out. Now there's some screws for the triggers that we have to remove. This one here, and then this one here. Now we're going to take this piece out, and now we're going to remove this cable here, which is for the front touchpad. Completely useless feature of the PS5 controller, kind of like the haptic triggers. Now we're going to remove the haptic triggers by pulling on this cable here and pulling up on this cable here. All right, now we're going to push out the logic board from the front using the analog sticks, and we're going to push it out of the way. There's still these wires connected, so be careful. Get it out of the way. Now we're going to remove these two screws. One here, one here. Fast Tech Pro Auto Kit is magnetized. Now we should be able to pull out this entire assembly here. And as you can see, and you heard probably that sticking noise That's probably from the pop or soda, as it is called in America. America, fuck yeah, baby. So now we have access to the buttons we need to work on. The triangle and the circle square buttons we need to work on are here. So we're gonna get that button out of the way. Yeah, I can already feel it sticking. So now what we're gonna do, grab some Q-tips from a pharmacy, also from fasttechstore.com. We also got these in stock, but you can get these at a pharmacy. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now we're going to get some isopropyl alcohol from fasttechstore.com. Spray it onto the membrane here. Use our Q-tip. Clean thoroughly both sides. And you don't have to worry about isopropyl alcohol causing a short, because by the time we reassemble this stuff would be evaporated. See some gunk coming off. Completely normal. Let's spray in here where the button actually sits. Get a fresh Q-tip and clean that Coca-Cola off. I can see it from this angle. You can see that there's some Coca-Cola residue here. Let's get that out of there. Boom, boom, boom. Clean the surrounding areas. Okay. We don't need to get the other buttons out, but if you have the other buttons sticking as well, you can take them out and clean. And don't worry about mixing them up. They only go into the correct position. They're set up that way where you can't put a triangle in the square. There's some sticky residue here on the button itself, on the sides. Let's get some alcohol on it and scrub this thing down. Now we're gonna put the triangle back in. It only goes in one way, as I said. Only goes in the right way, and you can't mix them up. Now we're gonna reinstall the membrane like this. That's how it goes on. Boom. Make sure these 4 plastic white points from the controller come through. Now we can put the assembly back in. Make sure that this cable for the mic at the front does not get in the way, and you got to make sure that this cable for the front touchpad comes through. This completely useless feature on the PS4 and PS5 controllers. I don't even know why they even bothered with the PS5 putting a touchpad in, because it wasn't even successful with the PS4. There's no game that ever used it. But anyways, boom, like this, and then slide it through. Now we have to reinstall these 2 silver screws. One of them goes in here. And then the other one goes in here. Make sure these are tight all the way, because if these 2 screws are not tight, your buttons are not gonna feel right. This has to be tight all the way. As tight as you possibly can get it. Otherwise the controller is gonna feel shit. So now we're gonna put the logic board back in. We're gonna get these cables out of the way for the triggers. And then that cable I've already slid through this hole here. Now I have to connect that cable, get that down in. And now we're gonna install that cable all the way into the blue line. At this point in time, it'd be a good idea to test your work. And yes, the button presses perfectly. And now we're going to reinstall the triggers and everything else. So this trigger goes in like this. Get it in all the way like this. We want to make sure that this mic cable comes through from the bottom like that. Make sure that this stays in. That goes in like this. And now we're going to connect the mic cable. Boom. Push it in all the way. Now we're gonna install this piece, which holds the battery and the back mic. Goes on like this. There's a single Phillips screw that holds it in. Now there's 2 screws that we removed from the triggers. I don't even know if we had to remove these. But there you go, one here and one here. Alright, now we're gonna reconnect the battery, and it goes through here. There's a place for it, very Japanese. A little area for you to tuck your cable in. And now we're going to install this back mic. We're gonna connect the cable for the back mic. This is the back mic right here. Let's connect the cable first. Push it in all the way down. And now this side goes in first. Boom. Boom. Like this. Boom. Now let's install the back plate on. The side with the triggers goes on first. And then just push everything in place. Test everything one more time. Let's start reinstalling some screws. Phillips screw here. Phillips screw here. Phillips screw here. Phillips screw here. Now L1 here, push it in. R1 here, push it in. Now for the front faceplate, analog sticks go in like this. These 2 points go in first, and then you slide the analog sticks through, push this in like this. Like this, it'll go in, clip, 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 clips in place. Make sure it all lines up, flush. Make sure every button presses. Let's make sure it turns on, which it does. And as you can see, no more sticky button. It actually presses, just like the rest of them. And that's how you fix sticky buttons on a PlayStation 5 DualSense controller. If this video helped you out, drop a like and subscribe to the channel, because that helps us out a lot. That's another GoPro overheating in the background, malfunctioning. These videos take a lot of time and effort to make. A 20-minute job takes me 1 hour to do, because I decided to invest in GoPros. So please be sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel, because that helps me out a lot. Also, check us out at fasttechstore.com if you need any parts for your PS5 DualSense controller or your PS5 console. Thanks for watching another Fast Tech video. Before you leave, please go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell next to the subscribe button to get notifications. This is Shiroz from Fast Tech signing out, and I'll see you in the next one.